When the issues of Liberia hit the news,
what is it that we, the Liberian people, want?
the Liberian communities in the diasporas are not left out. That's why Diaspora Talk is back on your screens on KMTV.
In fact, the United Party is not cohesive.
Be it social, political, economic, and other issues affecting Liberia and the diaspora Liberian communities.
I did not expect to even make it to Hollywood.
Join Cyrus McGee and Nathan Charles every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, live on KMTV, Facebook, and YouTube.
I want to be arrested in the midst of my people.
As they discuss the issues, blending the voices from Liberia and the diaspora Liberian communities.
The Liberian Business Association in the diaspora should be used as a vehicle for economic development in Liberia because no country can develop without a diaspora impact.
For sponsorship, call cell numbers 612-806-5896, 816-433-3979, or better still, email us at usakmtv@gmail.com. Diaspora Talk, from this house.
Same day before yesterday is belated. We want when it's belated. We will not take any disrespect from them. If they are here and don't want to seek the interest of the Liberian people, they want to seek the interest of an individual called George Weah, they will have us to contend with. And we are very serious about this. We want to see what they will do. They are giving the DLR, and we want to see after the DLR what they will do. If nothing is done, I will put in the street of Liberia, vote for Honorable Yege Colbert come October 10, 2023. Vote for Honorable Cummins come October 10, 2023. Vote for Honorable Joseph Walker come October 10, 2023. And they can do nothing because they have become a party. Let me say to the commissioner,
when the issues
and respect, do not allow yourself to be dragged in the mud. I'm not a civilized politician. I'm a radical politician. Nothing in politics you can talk. You my grandma, don't let them drag you into this. Look, let me say to our mothers, the women of this country, politics do not see sex, male or female. Anybody getting to politics, you're a politician. I'm calling on the vice president of this country, Madam Jewel.
When the issues of Liberia hit the news,
What is it that we, the Liberian people, want?
the Liberian communities in the diasporas are not left out. That's why Diaspora Talk is back on your screens on KMTV.
In fact, the United Party is not cohesive.
Be it social, political, economic, and other issues affecting Liberia and the diaspora Liberian communities.
I did not expect to even make it to Hollywood.
Join Cyrus McGee and Nathan Charles every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, live on KMTV, Facebook, and YouTube.
I want to be arrested in the midst of my people.
As they discuss the issues, blending the voices from Liberia and the diaspora Liberian communities.
The Liberian Business Association in the diaspora should be used as a vehicle for economic development in Liberia because no country can develop without a diaspora impact.
For sponsorship, call cell numbers 612-806-5896, 816-433-3979, or better still, email us at usakmtv@gmail.com. Diaspora Talk, from this house.
And I tell you, don't miss out on the Diaspora Talk every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday here on Creative Minds Television. KMTV, we are everywhere. That's why we are here on this wonderful Friday. Today is the 12th day of May, AD 2023. My name is Cyrus McGee. On this edition, my colleague Nathan Charles is out on another assignment. Hoping he can join us later on this edition of the program. But I will be joined by Michael Patmo. He's more like becoming our, a regular guest, panelists on here. We don't intend to stress it, but we think and we know who to bring, people that are close with the information, that knows what the Liberian people are looking for. And Michael Palmo is not a stranger to, the Liberian thing. So, yes, he will be joining us on this edition of the program. We will look at the collaborating political parties convention that's kicking off today in Ganta City, Nima County. We saw Alexander Benedict Cummings and other members of the CPP, including the ANC, the Liberty Party, the Benedict fraction of the Liberty Party. They are there in Nimba County. Tomorrow, we are expecting to hear who's going to be the running mate of Mr. Cummings. We're hearing a couple of names still. After reportedly, Yombli Kanga Lawrence, senator of Grand Bassa County, withdrew from the process. Mr. Cummings is now, according to reports, looking at other names, including Charlene Bronskin, the daughter of the founding father of the Liberty Party, the late Charles Walker Bronskin. As we know, up to this time, we know Charlene is running to become representative of the Buchanan District, Grand Bassa County. But this coming in is going to show that it's going to be a different turn if she is announced and she accepts. And we also know that of late, the name of former Grand Bassa County Senator Milton Bezonga Finley is also surfacing. Whether or not it's true, we don't know yet, but these are speculations. Liberian people say in our Liberian parlance, where there is smoke, there is fire. So whether there is fire, we saw in 2017, his name, Finley, was one of those on the short list for former Vice President Boakai. It did not go the right way. He flipped over and went with the CDC now. He's not too in close ties with the CDC. His name is coming up as one of those being looked at by Mr. Alexander Benedict Cummings as his running mate. What are those things? We will be chatting about them. And then President Weah was out today again, touring projects across Maserati County. Yeka Koluba is now questioning the National Elections Commission, next saying that all political aspirants should take down their promotional materials from across the country. Director Brown Lasana recently gave a deadline. In the intro there, you heard a very sharp, reaction coming from Representative Yeka Koluba, who's saying that if the NEC making this pronouncement cannot go back, after the deadline and take those political materials down, he will do something. You heard him. So we will look at them. And on the flip side of the show, we also hope to talk to presidential aspirant Councilor Tiawan Se Gonglo. He's back in the United States of America. White, we'll be talking to him. And probably he will tell us too when he's picking his running mate, because that's the biggest thing right now as we edge on to our elections come October. So let's take this very quick break. Like I said, President Weah was out there this morning, touring. But we will come to that. Let's take this very quick break with presidential aspirant Alexander Cummings. As you can see there on the screen, he was entering that hall where the CPP convention officially kicked out today, flanked by his wife, Mrs. Cummings, and other members of the ANC, the Liberty Party, now in their stay as the coalition for them. This collaborating political party, the CPP. We will take a quick excerpt from Mr. Cummings at the opening of their convention today, and then when we come back, I welcome my guest panelist, Michael Patmo. Together, we will be drilling you through until we can bring on Councilor Tiawan Se Gonglo. Enjoy it. Don't go away. Let's have ourselves a wonderful, wonderful time on this edition of the program, The Diaspora Talk.
That's the Liberia should be aspiring to. That's the Liberia should be desperate for. You're not desperate just to be president of the president. That's not desperate to be president. You're desperate to be president. So I want to thank the vice of the ANC for your commitment, for your loyalty, and I want to assure you, I want to promise you that when you take state power, you will see a difference in your life. You will see the difference in Nigeria. As we start this campaign process, I want to ask all of the ANC parties, we need to be civil in this process. We are all Liberians because other people who disagree with us. They are not our enemies. They are still Liberians. We just have different points of view. We should be careful how we criticize and not personalize other opposition leaders or the other opposition. I want us to be responsible in this fight. Yes, we're going to fight. Yes, we are determined. Yes, we want to make our case. We want to do it in a mutually respectful way because at the end of the day, we're all Liberians. And I want us, yes, I want us not to be attacking each other personally.
Reported to the Commission and steps taken to address it. Ladies and gentlemen, finally, as per our earlier pronouncements, the Commission started documenting violations of the campaign regulations as the 5th of May 2023. All would-be aspirants involved in pre-campaign must desist to avoid future embarrassment. May 2023. All would-be aspirants must take down or remove their billboards, posters, banners, jingles, dramas, utterances, and other forms of promotional paraphernalia from where they are situated. I will restate. To this effect, the net mandates that as of midnight on 15th of May 2023, all would-be aspirants must take down or remove
The statement made by them day before yesterday is belated. We want when it's belated. We will not take any disrespect from them. If they are here and don't want to seek the interest of the Liberian people, they want to seek the interest of an individual called George Weah, they will have us to contend with. And we are very serious about this. We want to see what they will do. They are giving the DLR, and we want to see after the DLR what they will do. If nothing is done, I will put in the street of Liberia, vote for Honorable Yeke Colbert come October 10, 2023. Vote for Honorable Cummins come October 10, 2023. Vote for Honorable Joseph Walker come October 10, 2023. And they can do nothing.
And I tell you, Representative Yeke called about there signing a caveat to the National Elections Commission, the NEC headed by David Etta Brown Lasana. You listen to her by May 15. All political materials will be taken down from across the country. And Yeke is sounding that if you don't do it, if they are not taken down, I will put more up. And he's talking about putting the more from the two political leaders he supports, Vice President Joseph Boakai and Alexander Cummins. And without much ado, let me welcome now Michael Patmo. Michael, welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You can hear me well?
Yeah, I'm hearing you very well. Very well.
Great.
And you came on at the time that I just saw you smiling backstage with this caveat coming from Yeke. Let's take a shot at this first. He sounded strong. If you are telling us to remove these things, and after your deadline, we still see them in the street, I'm going to do this. You heard his words exactly.
Yes, I did. I mean, say what you want to say about Yeke, but I mean, if you get past, all of the vindictives, what he says is true. If you are going, the first thing is that Yeke has been complaining about this for quite a while, for months, where there were electric poles that were installed all across the country. And on those poles, there were these little insignias, "We are 2023," and he started to point that out. And so And now he's saying to the election head of the commissioner is, if you're going to take this down, you take it down for everybody.
Not for one group of people.
Yeah, not for one group of people. And which is how it should be. That's how it should be. It will be a clear sign to everyone that the National Election Commission is non-biased.
Mm-hmm.
And it will be a good step forward to a free, fair election. So.
And he did a little intro the last time though, after the State of the Nation address by the president. The billboard erected at the legislature, welcoming the president for the State of the Nation with officials of the legislature, the vice president. They were not removed. Yeke went on Capitol Hill and erected his own billboard with his picture on it, and Alexander Cummings and Joseph Boakai. We saw what it turned up to. An activist had to go there to attempt tearing them down. He was booted out of the compound. So, I mean, he's serious, and Yeke will do what Yeke says.
That is true. Yeke will do what Yeke says, And what is really important is that through those actions, he brings things to the forefront. Now you and I are discussing it. Mm-hmm. Now he has put the National Election Commissioner on the hot seat. So everybody now is waiting for May 15th to see what happens, And so, he through his own methods, he gets things done.
Yeah, and before I go further, I know we want to talk about the CPP convention. Nimba County is already, on fire. Politically now. Politically, Nimba County is the center of attraction this weekend. And but today is International Nurses Day. I like to recognize all of those nurses out there, those doctors, we call them frontline workers. And Michael, I know you are in that cycle as well. So
yes,
you and all of those that still in the hospitals, in the clinics, whether they're doing in-person visit, televisit, which is getting popular now. We'd like to say thanks to all of you guys for your service.
Absolutely, man. Love the healthcare field. A lot of times when you hear people discuss the healthcare field, you get them talk about, the pay rate and benefits. And a lot of times people skip, two of the most important things. One is the immense sacrifice that is made by healthcare workers. And the second thing, is that the relationships that are built and, the care that they give. It's priceless. So, with this opportunity, I really want to give a shout out to yes, it's Nurses Week. We want to give a shout out to nurses, but healthcare, the whole healthcare delivery system out there. And I've traveled all across America, engaged in the healthcare field. And I'm telling you, man, especially up here in the Midwest, we take it for granted, but we have one of the best healthcare delivery systems here. So shout out to all those nurses out there who give their time, their effort, their sweat, their emotions, their sacrifice, their immense sacrifice to complete strangers. You guys are angels here on earth, and we just want to take this time to celebrate you, to celebrate all that you do, and to keep doing it. And for those of you who are thinking about, joining the nursing field, I would like to encourage you to do so. There's a huge shortage of nurses all across the U.S. I know last year they did a study here in Minnesota, and Minnesota is short 50,000 nurses.
Wow.
Can you imagine? Yes. And that's just in the state of Minnesota. California is over 100,000 nurses short.
Wow.
So for you out there, if you have your children and they're thinking about what field, encourage them. It is an honorable field. It's a great field to be in. And, and it's something that, yes, you work hard, you get paid, but beyond the pay, you get a great sense of achievement for helping people out there. So shout out to all
that's a great one indeed. All of our Liberian brothers and sisters, our African immigrant nurses, you are playing a great role. Even our stranger, country, those of you that are from here. But let me give it out to Glendy G. Juniors, one of those, a wonderful nurse indeed, a wonderful mother. She's. I mean, I don't want to say what she ate right now, but we will catch her on later on. We'll catch her on later on. But shout out to Glendy and all of those that are in the hospitals, in the clinics. Those of you who are real heroes, you are lifesavers. So on the flip side of this, Michael, I know your eyes are out.
Yeah.
I don't want to say which political side you sit or lean, but your eyes are out on Nimba County this weekend. Beginning today, by 5, we saw a huge number of people. Emmanuel Bro, he says, he's always watched from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Emmanuel, it's good to have you. Keep sharing, encourage people to also watch. We are live on our YouTube, our Facebook, and the KMTV official app. If you have not yet downloaded the app, go to all of the app stores you can find. We are on the app store, on your smart TV, your smartphones, and everywhere. So as we look at Nimba this weekend, Michael, what's coming to your mind at first with Nimba County being at a decisive point this weekend? Recently, it was Monserrato, though a son of Nimba was named by former Vice President Barker. Now, a son of Maryland is leading his team to Nimba. Alexander Benedict Cummings, we saw them earlier on naming, people to their convention, including Musa Hassan Belati, who's going to be handing the gavel of nominating the political leader of the CPP. And in turn, he will then announce his vice running mate. What's your expectations so far, or what have you observed so far leading up to this time in Nimba County?
Well, I think the first thing is that I think it was really smart what the CPP did by spacing out their nomination, because 2 weeks ago, all the conversation was on Ambassador Boyka and who Ambassador Boyka was going to pick, and he basically drew all of the media attention. So it was great to space it out, give that some time to run its course. Now it has ran its course. Nobody's really talking too much now. Now all of the media attention now is on the CPP and who Alexander Cummings is going to pick for his running mate. That's what's being spoken about. That's what's being talked about. That's what's running through Facebook and all of the different political chat rooms. That's what everybody is glued to the radio for. That's what everybody will be glued to their social media, the radio, the TVs tomorrow for. And so I think it was a good strategy on their part to begin with. I think choosing Ganta was also a very good place to choose from.
Telling Jeremiah Kuhn and Prince Johnson, we are in your backyard.
We your backyard, and stuff like that. But politics shouldn't be central to Monrovia. I think Ganta is a very good point. Banga has been a very good point. Hopefully, TMO will take it somewhere else too, maybe the southeast. But I think all of our people need to experience such. So I think it was a really good strategy.
Now, we listened to Mr. Cummings when you just came out, and he sounded so energized. When I look at the expression, he's energized, flanked by his wife, other members of his party, including Toga Glewia McIntosh and others are on there with him, Louis Brown, all of them there in Nimba. And of course, another son of Nimba, Musa Hassan Belati, leading this convention. What did you see in Mr. Cummings from his appearance, his interaction, and everything?
My man, I tell Pabeka, hi. Look, I'm telling you, look, he's being
people say with his 7%.
With his 7%. Then I'm beating on that Pabeka, then I'm beating on that Pabeka, then I'm beating on that Pabeka. Still, man, when you see him, he's just there. He's just not to get moving. He's energized. He's positive. When you see him, it's just like he's the one leading the post. And it has like an infectious effect, because when you see him, when he's so energetic, you can't help but be energetic yourself. When you were showing the clip, how he was energetic and he was speaking, I started to gain energy just from that. But it's just surprising every time I see him, how he's energetic, he's positive, and one of the things I picked up from that clip, is that he came out openly and he stated opposition, we need to start beating up on each other. We need to start being personal with this. And we need to kind of focus and be civil how we interact. We'll compete, but we'll compete civilly. So he said it. I think,
and everyone, I mean, from both eyes of the opposition community, are signing this out. We listened to Jeremiah Cohn when he accepted. He's pushing for unity, pushing for being savored. Now we're listening. Let me just take an excerpt from Mr. Cummings directly, and then we can go into that.
Absolutely.
And we want to guarantee every Liberian the right to put a hand in our blood. We don't care what tribe you are, what your gender, so your God decide. We don't choose where you go, Hero, Mano, Willow, Manino, Bola. You don't choose that, right? Yes. You don't choose where you born, man or woman. You don't choose where you born, I can't, I don't know the word, it's not my choice. You want to choose your ability and disability. The point is, none of those things should start putting your hand in our blood because it's not your choice. It's not your choice. Today, if you have CDC, they will have to work. If I drive we want, you don't care what you get, CDC, UP, CDP, if the Nigerians will have to write to put your hand out. In the time, the more people do that work to themselves. You don't want to come like that. You want a Liberian will guarantee every Liberian is opportunity. Every Liberian. What you do with the opportunity is up to you. What you do with the opportunity is up to you, but you want to guarantee this opportunity. The only thing that will limit you from eating that word is you have to follow the rules. You have to obey the law. If you steal, if you rape, if you fail to obey the law, will not let you eat that word. Because you can choose to follow the law or not. I want to thank my family, Teresa, my daughter, Ayo, my son, all our grandchildren, my mother, my sisters, for allowing me to pursue this journey. To pursue this journey of working together with Liberians to change our country. For me, that is the passion. That is the objective, is to work with Liberians to change Nigeria. It's not to play big shot business. It's not to shop with people money. I am dead serious about changing this country. And we all have followed the dream. And if that's the country we want us to have, come let's work together, move the executive action journal, and start this country.
Now, I tried to get that point, but it's like I kept
skip right away.
But you listen to him, the Liberia he wants. This is the message Mr. Kume been pushing, the Liberia he wants. And by far, successful Liberia he wants starts tomorrow when he go ahead and name his running mate.
Yes.
And as a matter of fact, it's clear that it is not going to be Senator Yomli Kanga Lawrence. We didn't see her even at the gathering. We didn't see Senator Abraham Darius DeLong. We know that on the other end of the Liberty Party.
Well, let's not conclude now. Let's just assume that's what it is.
We have not seen them. It's not a secret anymore, Michael. It's not a secret. We know what happened after the Supreme Court ruled.
Yes.
The political fraction that is with Mr. Cummings wrote the Elections Commission, re-echoing that Senator Lawrence is not the one you should be doing business with. Right? We also recently, Madam Salif attempted mediating to have them back together. And there was a huge backlash from both camps. And we are where we are today.
Yeah.
People who have thought that, at the opening of this convention, they will have seen Senator Kanga Lawrence, they will have seen Abraham Darius DeLong, and that faction of the Liberty Party, but it is only ability Charlene Bronskin that are there. What do you think is the
Oh, Charlie Bronsky is in Ghana. I didn't know that.
Charlene is there? I watched her
Oh,
on an interview,
okay.
waiting for tomorrow for that big
Okay.
nomination. And I mean, what do you think is going to set for the crisis in the Liberty Party if this is sealed up with Mr. Cummings tomorrow?
Well, I will attempt to be optimistic here. There's a couple of things we have to mention. We have to notice. The first thing is that since the picking of Jeremiah Cohn as the UP boycott running mate, we have not seen the usual cohesion of the Dillon or the Yombly with Ambassador Boyka. They have not spoken. They've remained silent. And so we're not sure exactly what is going on there. But also, it's the Liberty Party has to find a way back to some sort of cohesion, some sort of unity. It benefits no one within Liberty Party for there to be a split. It benefits nobody in the opposition for Liberty Party to have this division. And so because of that, we are hopeful for Liberty Party to find some way back to unity. It may not happen in this election cycle. Sometimes that's how it works. Sometimes, the dust will have to settle before people find their way back. But even if you are from the CDC camp, you want a formidable opposition, to be able to hold you accountable. It makes you a better leader. It makes you a better president. When you are existing in a vacuum where your party is the only party, you don't have a strong opposition. There's no way to really grade yourself because your partisan will always tell you you're correct. Whenever you do it, oh yeah, you're correct. You need that strong opposition to challenge you as a leader. And so that if you can get that opposition, on your side, then that okay, we are making progress. So it benefits no one for Liberty Party to be in disarray. We hope for these guys can find a way. There's no win here. Musa Belete can win. Senator Yombi Kangalore can win. They have to set an example as leaders in our country. Like, look, we can go through this power. We can have our issues, but we can exercise the patience, the peace, the maturity to find, some sort of mutual respect for each other and find our way back. I think it'll be a great thing. The leader, Charles Bronsky, has been there for what? Not even good 5 years. And it's not okay. It's not a good example, that they're setting. That man, he's not resting. I'll be honest, that man not resting because he's looking at his life's work, and where it's at. It's not okay. They have to find a way.
Well, you struck a point that if it might not be this period, this election year. So, I mean, if it stays as it is, I think the ruling party stands a chance to benefit more from the conflict in the opposition, and they will want you to be scattered so that they maintain their base. Because the more you stick together, it poses threat to Mr. Weah's re-election, and I believe Weah could be celebrating on the back of all of this.
There's no reason why he shouldn't. Liberty Party has always controlled the Bassa Belt. What we like to call the Bassa Belt. Liberty Party has always controlled the Bassa Belt. 2017, Charles Bromsky won one county, Bassa. He came second in Riverses. He came a strong fourth in Monserrato. He came a strong fourth in Margibi. That is considered the Bassa Belt. If you can keep the Bassa Belt scattered, You know, you will, you know, as president seeking your second term, you know, yeah, that's definitely, you know, that definitely is a plus for you. You know, you should do everything within your power to make sure you keep those people scattered. You know, for the next 5 months after the elections, then you can preach peace and unity. Say, look, you need to come together. I feel it became you now. You need to come together now and face the other thing. You know, but for now, it's politics. You know, and it works to the president's advantage. If he really wants a second term, he needs to scatter Liberal Party. He needs to keep a division between what seems to be a division between ALP and Unity Party right now. He needs to keep that division going. He needs to keep a division between CPP and Unity Party right now. You know that, I mean, look, let's be honest here. We all want unity, you know, amongst those people, but the fact is, the president wants a second term.
He wants a second term.
And to do that, that is his best strategy.
So what are you hearing? I mean, filtering down the names, Charlene Bronskin, Westengar, Finley. I know in these times there are always surprises as well. But the Unity Party thought they could have kept it quiet, you know, knowing Bwaka's track record. He will not speak until he feels comfortable to do so. It was quiet for a long period. The names, Yombly, Costa, were all playing, and then before we knew it, they couldn't keep it anymore. The name Cohn surfaced. The loud talking of Senator Prince Johnson even made it seems more of a legit name for Bwaka. But since the entire pulling back of Yombly Kanga Lawrence, the only name that remained strong within the ANC or CPP is Charlene Bronskin. And like I said earlier on, she's there in Nimba. We don't know whether it is truth, but the name Finley is surfacing. We did not see him in any of the videos there, but it's still a couple of hours to go to keep Nimba busy. What do you think? Do you think there are other names that will be surprising from the end of Mr. Cummins?
Well, I mean, 2017 was a surprise when we saw what's his name? Oh my God,
Ambassador Jeremiah Solonte.
Solonte. Well, everybody was surprised when Solonte was picked. You know, even with Boycott, like you said, for weeks upon weeks, we're talking about Yombly, and then we're talking, you know, we're talking about Conglo, you know, we're talking about even maybe a Cummings, you know, coming in there, and then you know, a few weeks to the date, Heron Costa was brought into the mix. We saw him leave the U.S. and fly to Liberia. We saw him go completely radio silence on us, and then a week before the pick, we heard Jeremiah Cohn, you know, and but for Senator Johnson coming on and spilling the beans, you know, well, a lot of people thought it was going to be Yombly, you know, and then when Costa was brought to the mix, I was like, wow, it can be Costa, you know, but we're still on Yombly, and then, you know, and then we heard about Cohn, and then next thing we knew, Cohn was the VP pick. So with these things, you never really know. If I was orchestrating the presentation of the VP, I wouldn't even have that person in Ghana right now. To be honest with you.
You think so?
Yes. If I was doing it,
wow,
I would not have that person in Ghana right now. I wouldn't. If it was Charlie, I wouldn't have brought Charlie to Ghana right now. I would have brought Charlie to Ghana tomorrow.
Wow.
Yes, because you know, right now, her being Ghana, the speculation is out there. People are feeling it. You know what I mean? I would have waited totally until tomorrow, and then bring her to Ghana and bring her straight to the hall, and then introduce her. You know, there's something about that hype to it that, you know, that helps. It kind of bolsters everything. So if I'm just saying, this is just me. If I was the one that was orchestrating that, but again, it's not me. You know, other people like to take other measures. Some people will say, well, Let put Shalini Osa there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how the people react to it. If people gravitate to it, then we know we are okay. If people don't gravitate to it, at least we get 24 hours before we decide what we want to do. So it could have been that. But it's good to keep people guessing. The selection of Jeremiah Cohn to the UP really gave UP a big political boost. And it's not the individual. It wasn't an individual, but the process that led to it. Everybody was talking, and of course they didn't have a convention. They just had an announcement, but it was good media. It was really good media blitz, and it showed that if you present it well and you play your card well, it can really help your political campaign take off the ground. Now we've seen Senator Cohn make the rounds with the media and stuff. So yeah, he's still running off that, and I think the CPP should do the same. I think they should take the opportunity to launch this, and keeping it secret will be one of those good things.
And Charlie is not just in Nimba quiet. She spoke, and I just got hands on her interview with the media. Let's see whether we can roll that and pick something up from
Absolutely.
what she's saying. What is she doing? What's her interaction so far? And she looks as well happy, like you put it. But let me bring you an excerpt from Charlene Bronskin, counselor at law, the woman that is walking in her dad's footsteps. She's shaking the political lens of our country, even though, she's likely new, but she's watched her dad on the scene. She watched him go through the different processes as a senator, as a pro tem, as a political leader, in different elections and all of that. And I believe she read from his playbook, and now she's stepping into that. Let's listen to her from Ganta City, Nema County.
No political leader, but instead or executive committee to.
Thank you.
What can you say? The convention has ended.
Event, as I said, it is the beginning of a new era. Our founding founder, our vision bearer, stands for us in spirit. But it's time now for all of us to hold on to the mantle of truth, of reconciliation, of rule of law, and move forward to change my family. And there are many of us here from Grand Bassa, from Montserrat, who wish that Senator Lawrence was here, who wish that Senator Dillon were here. And we will always welcome them. We will always say, come back home. This is home. Come home to us. We await you with open arms.
One of your heroes, reconciliation, is it working in the Liberal Party? Do you see it on fire here?
The beautiful thing about reconciliation, you cannot beat it over somebody's head. You cannot tie somebody's hand. You can't force it to reconciliation. Reconciliation is a mutual thing that must start from one's own desire. So we will continue to extend the hand of reconciliation to everyone. And those who want to come will come. Reconciliation is happening once we have a hand extended. And we wait for the other party to come and join us in it. So it is working.
By the way, what do you say your name is all out there? VSB performance.
We have not been offered any position beyond our district aspiration. Our men and women from Grand Bassa stand here today, and we stand with them. What I will say to you, and I will say it openly because I know this is a national radio and people are listening to us, that Grand Bassa needs to be represented at the highest level. If we look at the political landscape right now, we have Nimba represented, we have Lofa represented, we have the Southeast represented, we have Bon County represented. Bostonians, stand up. Bostonians, stand up. Don't let the dream.
Well, I'm sensing and smelling something, Michael. I don't know what you think. I'm sensing and smelling something.
Okay.
Right? If you listen to her conclusion there, she talked about, major counties being represented at the highest peak of our political, space. She talked about Nimba, Lufa, Maserado, Bassa Stand Up, And the closest link Bassa had to get a representation at that level was through Senator Biombli Kanga Lawrence. Up to present, like you said earlier on, she remains quiet. We've not listened to her since the pronouncement from Vice President Boyka. Now, the closest person at that level, maybe taking that step. Those who say, I'm only at my district yet, but I still smell something. Probably there is some breeze being blown in Charlene's ear. What do you think?
we can only speculate. We can only speculate. But hey, it's good that you picked that up. I'm sure the people of Bassa that are in that room are pushing for the Bassa candidate if there's a Bassa candidate. It will only be proper, man. That they push for the Bassa candidate. And they will have every right to do so. Since the emergence of the Nimba vote, the Bassa vote has been pushed to the side a lot. Now people want to covet the Nimba vote. And everybody feel like, if I got the Nimba vote, then I have the votes to go. And so it's not right that the Bassa people, push the Bassa vote, and try to get it out there. So yeah. So I mean, it's a hint. Maybe even if it's not her,
For me,
maybe it is somebody from Bassa.
yeah. So and the two names that are now in the air are both Bazodians.
Yes, they are.
Charlene Bromskin, former Senator Milton Westonga Finley, who served the people of Bassa for 9 unbroken years, though he was not given a second chance to have gone back when he ran, he got beaten. His name is in the air. His name was in the air in 2017, like I said. But then he was with the Liberty Party, the Unity Party. Former Vice President Barker did not give him the opportunity. His name is up again, and I see this viewer saying Finlay is the one going as vice standard bearer or VP, and it is clear. So, like you put it, if it is not her, she's the Bassa votes. The Bassa people actually be pushing for a Bassa seat, indeed.
Yeah, and I think they should. I think it is long overdue that that the Bassa people exercise that. When was the last time we had a Bassa person
I don't remember.
in the highest seat of government like that? Yeah. So I mean, it hasn't been in my lifetime. So yeah. So I think it is right. Even if they don't win, I think they should. One of the things people will tell you all the time, and it's become public, is that the Bassa people they've never really at least in recent time, they have not voted as a unit. Bassa people vote who they believe they will vote, and now it seems there are certain people now that are looking and say, no, we're going to kind of create a cohesion within the Bassa people and see if we can get some things done politically. It is politics. If you have a good number, you get attention. And with attention, you can push your policies. You can push your even if they don't win, but if Bassa can show that they are somebody to be reckoned with, trust me, politicians will start to pay attention. In the Bassa.
And we saw that when Barker did not pick Finley.
Yes, we did.
We used the opportunity, to get Finley on with him in 2017. And by all, Finley was not the number one in the county, but there was a portion of the Bassa vote that did go with President Weah because of their son Milton Westonga Finley. And then at this point again, like she's echoing the Bassa people should stand up. But another person I wanted us to listen to a little bit, the man who stood there for the Bassa lady and told her that you cannot lead the Liberty Party. Now the Liberty Party into two pieces. You'll not want to agree with me for that, but with the absence of Yombly DeLone and others, I don't think I remember seeing Steve Zago as well. So it's a whole big split within the Liberty Party. Bedete remains in charge. And at the opening of that sitting today, Bedete was awarded the gavel of authority to preside over what's going on in Nimba, leading on to who Mr. Cummings is going to announce as his running mate. Let's listen to him a little bit. He was there talking about, taking on this big responsibility, making sure the CPP can come up out of Nimba successfully and come with a ticket for the 2023 presidential election. Let's get Musa Hassan Belete.
Presentation honorable for the presentation to the CPP and the CPP National Convention.
Honorable Chairman, yes, I've been wishing to listen to the political leader of this party. After today's convention, what will be the final resolution in bringing out the political leader of this party?
No, as of today, the party does not have political leader. The tenure of Councillor Bransky has usually closed. There's ended, a new constitution has been approved, and that does not take into consideration any more.
So the chairman has over the activities of the political party.
Executive committee does.
What because of those who were suspended, the likes of Young Lee,
no, they actually were not suspended from the party. They were removed from their position. But they are still party.
So today they are not here. What's the signal it shows to Liberty Party?
Nothing. I mean, the fact that they are not here doesn't mean anything. We are resolved. We have a new constitution, and then we absolutely want to see now to move towards restructuring, rebranding the party, and moving the party forward, looking into the future.
Tomorrow seems to be the most anticipated program wherein Arizona B. Kumlobi Nimi is running mate. What do you expect of tomorrow's program? What's your expectation?
Tomorrow is the CPP convention. I'm the presiding officer. I look forward to a splendid day. We will do everything we can. The program is listening. That's the burden of leadership. The standard bearer is the one. So I'm going to chill, relax the Uganda, and follow what we hear.
And you heard him, I'm going to chill.
How did they enjoy that guy, man?
But I mean, from all indication, his posture, for me, I love to look at, I was trained as an interviewer to look in the face of that person, see what's coming out. And when I look at the posture, the appearance of ability, his answering of that question, these people are not here. What do it mean? It means nothing. So it's like for, common Liberian saying, we say your person and your accent just the same. What do you think?
Well, yeah, I mean, he has to present that way. He's the chairman. He has to present that way. Even if that's not how he feels, even if he feels differently, he can't come out and say anything other than that. You have to present positively. This is your convention. You are, like you say, you have the gavel of authority. You have to. Look, everybody, it's not secret that everybody knows that Liberty Party would be better or be in a better position if Youngly and Dillon and Steve Zago and all those people were on board and there was some form of unity. But hey, like you said, they have to move on, and that's the only way they're going to remain relevant and a positive party. If they move on, hopefully they continue to talk in the background. Hopefully they continue to meet and at some point, come to a point of understanding, and move forward from there.
And I know it's going to be a tough one indeed, because everybody will wonder whether after everything we where we move next, people will say we move, but it's not as though it's going to be an easy one for them with everything that is happening. So we are still keeping our eyes out there, but like I said, on the flip side, we were going to be joined by Councillor Tiawanse Gonglo. Councillor Gonglo is here in the US, as guest of his. I understand friends of Gonglo, the US, but he just joined us. Let me just welcome Councillor Gonglo. C'est va voir.
Oh, come on.
Yes, so.
You may go follow.
Before the thing, I'm from Nimba County, but you know, when we stay around, we would listen to our old people no matter where we're from. I'm not from Nimba. I'm originally from Grand Bassa, Bong, and Maserado, but a Liberian. So, but we listen to all of these things. We will always speak up, at least to say hello.
But you from Grand Bassa, I can tell you, but more there.
I want to boy. There you go. So, Councilor Gonglo, welcome. You're back in the U.S., man. I know I wanted you here 30 minutes ago, and I understand the phone calls are coming, the buzzers and everything. Firstly, how has it been back?
Great. Yeah, we are on the freedom train to using the broom to free Liberia from backwardness. Because a better Liberia is possible, and that is what is driving us.
Wow. And just before we jump into this, how many branches of brooms have you used so far since your pronouncement? Because for every time you travel, Council, I see you with a new broom. The last time you came here, you had a new broom. The one when I saw you on the interview with those international journalists, it was a different broom. How many branches of brooms are you there, Council?
You see, in Liberia, when I go to places, sometimes people give me broom. I remember in Tabata, the Widows Association gave me one big broom. They say the corruption in Liberia is too much. The broom you got small. And when I pass in front of the Ministry of Finance and sweep in front of the Ministry of Finance, they say the corruption in the building broom can't sweep it. You need to bring front hand loader.
Wow.
You know, so the issue of corruption is something that is a problem that all Liberians in Monrovia, all parts of Liberia recognize to be a major problem that undermines our development. And so, you know, and I can speak with a high degree of credibility because I am the only aspirant that has been to over 300 towns in Nimba.
Wow.
In all of the counties, except for, I've not completed Maserado and Margibi, but I've gone to 13 counties. I can name towns. If you're from Grand Bassa, I can talk about Zono Town. I will not be talking about Grand Bassa now. I'll be talking about Basigia Town, Zono Town, Suta, those kind of places. Yeah? Yes, I'll be in Riverside, I'll be talking about Bozejie Town, Kambo Town, Makoi Town, the home of President Weah's mother, that is a far distance upstream the river Cess, the Cestus River. It's like I went upstream by 35 minutes on a motorized Kino. And it took me the distance from like Brewerville, if you remember Monrovia, Brewerville to Carisburg.
Was it the motorized Canon donated by former Vice President Boyka, or was it a
No,
ferry?
that funding people cannot rental.
Oh, that's what. So yes, and
fishing cannot rental.
So for all indication, you've been receiving a lot of brooms. You probably got a whole warehouse full of brooms right now for
No, I don't have warehouse full of brooms. We keep distributing the brooms to people.
Also, as you go, you give it out to people who believe in what you
our supporters, because the broom is a symbol for clean government.
Okay.
To get rid of corruption. So it's symbolic.
All right, that's a good one indeed. But Councillor Gonglo, Michael Patmo is on with me. I believe Michael is not a stranger to you, indeed. And probably would take the next 30 minutes because we already thought we would have had you for an hour.
But when I was sitting here, I didn't know, because I came yesterday, I think the telephone number people are not accustomed to it yet.
All right.
Because Philip will call me and say, I said, but I'm sitting right on my computer. I'm not seeing a link. And then finally the link came.
It came through your email. Okay. So tell us, you are back in the U.S. Let's start up with that. Why are you back? I thought you should be in Liberia doing more of these tours.
Well, you know, I've done more. And let me tell you, where I have been, no other contender will reach before election day, because I went there during the dry season and the roads were
terribly bad. So again, it started raining. Nobody will make it. That is why, strangely, the the Speaker of the House of Representatives, who should be budgeting, for maintenance of our roads, went to register to vote in Plebo by going through Ivory Coast. For me, it's very shameful for him to do that, because as a public leader, he's supposed to maintain the roads for everyone to use the roads going in the interior. But he took the easy way out, passing through Ivory Coast, other people's country that they have developed, to go to people's Sotherken. Because he thought that he had gone by the road, it would have taken 2 weeks to reach people's Sotherken, and by that time, voter registration would have been closed, and that would have affected his status as a candidate. So
that's a huge one.
That is shameful. We cannot solve a problem by avoiding it. So I'm here in America at the invitation of the Friends of Gonglo, Philadelphia branch. They want me to talk to more Liberians and to have different programs. This evening there will be meet and greet, and I'm inviting all my friends and people who follow me and think that I'm good for Liberia to come to meet and greet this evening. And tomorrow, Saturday, there will be a program. What's happening in technology?
Yeah, technology is probably trying to play on you. Probably you don't have the broom for the technology, so it's kind of the play on you. Yeah, so I know I saw the lineup. Before I come in, Michael, I know you will want to come in with something with Councilor Gonglo. Let's hear you out.
Okay, so Councilor Gonglo, so nice to see you. So nice to meet with you. I have a question. My question is, so there's been a lot of push by Liberians for opposition unity, and yet we still see at least three strong opposition leaders vying separately for the presidency. Ambassador Boyka, and Mr. Cummings. For you, I want to find what do you think? What does opposition unity means to you, and what do you have to say to Liberians out there who are calling for opposition unity to defeat President Weah?
So the unity that I look at is not a conspiracy to perpetuate what has been happening in government. A conspiracy for another group of people to go take power for themselves, to milk the Liberian economy for themselves while the majority of the people suffer. The collaboration or the unity I see is unity of purpose. And the purpose I see is, what are the Liberian problems? How can we solve these problems? Let's be united on what we identify as the problems, and let's be united on the way forward. For example, I have said repeatedly, and you people have heard it, that I have a 12-count prescription for combating corruption. First, I want the president's salary and benefits to be on the internet. I want the salary and benefits of the big shots in the 3 branches of government, including civil servants, to be on the internet, so that the Liberian people can see how much the politicians are making, and to see the disparity between the politician's salary and the civil servants, those who really do the work, the police officers, the nurses, the doctors, the teachers, so that we can see the disparity. No presidential aspirant has agreed with me on that. And that for me is so important. Why is that important? For example, can you imagine that the last year, the president pro tem of the American Senate earned a salary of $193,000. The president pro tem of the Liberian Senate earned a salary of $254,000. Isn't that scandalous? How can a president pro tem of a begging nation make higher than the president pro tem of a donor nation? The same thing happened with Speaker. Speaker of the House of Representatives in the United States made $223,000 last year. Our own, go check it, made $254,000. And that is apart from the $30,000 that they all got across the board. When you add that, the disparity between the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Speaker of the House of Representatives of Liberia become over $50,000. When you do just the salary, $193,000, you subtract it from $254,000, you're talking about over $60,000. That is the President pro tem of Liberia receive higher, above the salary of the President pro tem of the United States. These people are wicked because if the citizens of the United States, for example, knew that were paying salaries of government officials with comparable position here higher than their own official, they will not allow the government to send us aid for health, education, road building, and other things. That's sheer weakness. It shows gross insensitivity and high degree of selfishness. So these kinds of things are things I believe that we should agree on. We should agree on these things. Then, by our track record, Liberian people will decide who is in a better position to carry on this agenda of transformation. And I'm not looking for a job. I say I just want to be a project manager to change Liberia's story for the better, to transform it from where it is. Because I strongly believe that a better Liberia is possible. We have a naturally rich country, but on election day, we Liberians choose poverty by voting for people who don't have the knowledge and experience, at the same time are not patriotic, and they are very, very selfish. So we vote for them for bags of rice, for money, and for liquor, and then we suffer for 6 years and 9 years. We have to change that. So those of us who really want to change the agenda must agree.
Have you put this to them? Probably, I know all of the political leaders have said we've had meeting. I heard you say the last time when we had you here that you've been talking to people. I mean, have you put your agenda to them clearly? What the pushback have been that today, Councillor Gonglo is running his own campaign across Liberia. The other candidates are there doing their own thing. What is it that you cannot agree on?
Well, let's face it, among all of the candidates, but all my life I've advocated for transformation. I've been advocating for like to tell you something has changed me. The other people are establishment politicians. Establishment politicians, people who don't rock the boat, they go with the flow. I'm not there. So we are different people. For example, there are candidates in this race who, for the first time, are criticizing government. The government they are criticizing is Georgia's government. They never criticized Ellen's government. They never criticized Taylor on Doon, Tubon. They never criticized any government. Somehow they were deaf and dumb during those administrations. During George Weah's administration, their eyes are open, their ears can hear, their mouths are sharp, they are talking. But some people will say it's opportunistic only because they want we are out of power. What's about the other time? The thing that are wrong today happened before. The thing that were wrong yesterday are still wrong today. So you only speaking today. What's about yesterday? Nothing happened to them. So we are different. I've been consistent from in my 20s up to my 60s now. I idolized Albert Port because that man started criticizing government from the 20s, and he was a purebred American Liberian when the American Liberians were ruling, but he cared for Liberia more than any individual. I respect him, and there had been no Liberian that lived that can measure up to Albert Port. Before him and after him, he has had no equal in our history. I can't even touch his toe, but I admire him because he stood up. Imagine the mayor from Carysville, Tubber from Bensonville, and he stood up to that government. Not that he hated Tubber, but he loved Liberia more, and that's for me. He's my role model in that regard. I love Liberia more than I love myself. That's why I will resign from government and lose money, because I can live, I can eat roasted cassava and live. I can eat dry rice with some bitter boy and And you know, the Benesi was red hot. Benesi was red hot. Be happy.
You can still go to 404. You still eat something.
I still go to 404. In fact, I bought they call it Lapa Bidona in the street.
There you go.
You know, I think, you know, I feel bad about Liberia. The only way I keep my sanity is to be engaged in effort to transform it. The other people, many of the people just woke up and say, I want to be president today. But if you want to be a leader, your whole life should manifest it. Every day, other people's problems should be your problem. You know, and so I'm saying these things because there's this strong imperial presidency in Liberia. Everybody want to be there, enjoy, live a grandeur lifestyle. I'm saying no. Let's naked the presidency. The president's salary must be open, benefit all. People should know that I even have that there should be a quarterly lifestyle audit every 3 months. The president expenditure, the minister's president expenditure should be audited by GSA every 3 months. They call it quarterly lifestyle audit. I'm introducing that. Nobody wants to agree with me. In fact, what I hear, say that man too radical. The kind of thing he's talking about, that one can't happen. He live in different time. No. I think that when that happens, it will be good for all Liberian people.
So on the back of that, in case you have had commitment from, you know, Mr. Boyka, Mr. Cummins, yeah, we want to do what you put in for, or be our running mate. What would have Mr. Gunglo or Councillor Gunglo said?
You know, I don't want us to deal with the past now because let's be going forward. Mr. Boyka has chosen his running mate. Mr. Cummins will choose his running mate this evening or tomorrow. So we are going to give choices, and they are not difficult choices to the Liberian people. You know, they will look at our message, this election, and look at you media people to help us educate the Liberian voters. Don't vote for beck or rice. Don't vote for money. Don't vote for liquor.
We can say that. You have to say it. We just provide a platform like we're doing now.
Well, you can say, for example, you can educate people. You don't have to say don't vote, but you can say what is the purpose of election?
No,
what is the role? What is the role of government?
It is good, but we provide these platforms, and then Councillor Gonglo and others can spend their campaign money for publication, for, you know, so that the people get to know your plan for Liberia. And on that note, what message is Councillor Gonglo bringing to the U.S. this time, with the fact that you said earlier on you are the only candidate that have touched the most part of Liberia ahead of the 2023 general elections?
So I want to I started with Basa and River says, talking about Zonotam, Gbazigiatam, and you know, Compound 2, Compound 3, all the places I slept, Bojizie Town. I want to talk about Little Basa in Grand Basa. I slept in Owens Grove for the first time. They told me I was the first politician to ever sleep in that town.
Wow.
But I like to talk about President Weah's home. I went to Grand Cru and I slept in Boajiken. I went to Sastown. I was well received in Sastown. I was speaking, they kept clapping all through your life. I went to Bagleve. I went to Dobo. I went to Philadelphia. There's a Philadelphia in Grand Cru. That's the only place in Liberia that got Philadelphia, in Grand Cru. It's a mining town. You know, I went to Pinestown. I slept in Tucson. You know, part of the role of a leader is to reconcile and unify the people. And I did so symbolically. Me, a man from Nimba, and you know, during the war, in fact, during Dope rule and during the war, there was conflict that became trouble in nature. I went to Tucson, and I was told by the Tucson boy, "Come on, I want you to sleep here tonight." I said, I was sleeping. I slept there. And I must praise them. They danced the whole night. They never slept. They were happy that I slept there. And then they prepared food. My delegation ate and food left over. Oh, we were well received in Tucson. You know, because this is a town that had a powerful person. Since that time, most officials don't go there. Like, you know, when you lose a very powerful person from your town, it's like you become an orphan. So I went there and their spirit was lifted up. They were too happy. I went to Pinestown. That's General Wessian, the late first vice head of state on the PRC. I went there deliberately. They were happy. I even saw Wessian's brother, he was beating the drum. I'd slept in Kumakwas town, Zozwale, in Belege, Nimba County. And the paramount chief, his uncle, was so happy that I slept there. It lifted up their spirit. In fact, my sister Tala Kumakwa here in America, the late Kumakwa's wife called me and she was so happy that I went to her husband's home. That woman is so much in love, even though the man died a long time ago. And she was very, very happy. People in that town were happy. Then I went to Jackson Doe's town, Glole. I call Glole, I'm from Nimba, but I call Glole the political shrine of Nimba County, because that's where the first son of Nimba County came from and ran for the presidency of Liberia. All of those places are abandoned. Now, everywhere I went, when I told them what I intend to do for Liberia, they were so happy. First thing, they were happy that as presidential aspirant, I went there. Many of them said, look, even some of the senatorial aspirants don't come in our towns here. They send people to talk to us. But we have never seen presidential aspirant in our life. Somebody saying they want to be president, they come to talk to us. When they come, they can stop to the county capital. They pass Orango to go to Buchanan. Sometimes, maybe, sometimes they go to Lac. When they get to San Nicolas, they go to, in fact, they get to Nima, they go to San Nicolas, Ganta, Campley, Ban, Tapeta, Saclepi. That's it. But I went to 110 towns in Nimba. So one presidential aspirant called me the other day, Councilor Gonglo, I'm in Nimba, where are you? I said, where did you go in Nimba? I've been everywhere. I said, where did you go? He said, Campley, San Nicolas, Saclepi, Ban, and Tapeta. I said, did you go to Butro? He said, no. I said, did you go to Belega? He said, no. I said, do you go to Belega? I started calling places. I said, you went to Zigapa? He said, no. I said, but what do you mean you went to Nimba? Those are the places that people normally go. The people appreciated that I went there. And then when I told them, look, we will restore the country to the meeting. The roads are so bad. I live and top of that got caught up because the roads were meeting. Yeah, okay. I told them we'll have free education for your children from kindergarten to 12th grade. They started dancing. Your pregnant women, children under the age of 5, the old people from 65 years old go to all government hospital and clinic free of charge. And me as president myself, I will go to government hospital and clinic to make sure that they do what is right, that medicine will be there. Not like JFK. If you go to JFK now, they give you prescription. They say go to Lucky Pharmacy across the road. So if JFK does not have medicine, that the hospital in Bogaza, in Lofa County will have, will have medicine. No. The one that the president passes by every morning doesn't have. Then I talk about mechanized rice production. They are happy. You know,
Councilor, with all of this, Michael, I know you want to come back. Yeah. Even though the councilor is boasting about the areas that I have not even been, whether the 50 counties, but but councilor, before Michael come in with his next question or comment, it shows that from all indication there will not be an opposition unity in this first round of elections, if it may be. What do you think this is going to be for Liberia if you, the oppositions, cannot come together on terms, to move the country forward? You feel there is a lot that's not happening. If you cannot agree as a bloc on one term to move this, what is it left for Liberia?
No, I mean, from our traveling around the country, Georgia is not even in the photo anymore. So this will be a competition among the opposition political parties. Because, look, governance, people expected so much. I'll give you one example. There's a town in Riverside called Bakwai Town. And the one I say I took 35 minutes option to go to. I got there, the woman asked me, what got you so brave? Our superintendent don't come here. Our lawmakers don't come here. In fact, this time you came to is the home of the late mother of George Weah. Her name was Annie. Annie was born here. That's where she grew up. He himself didn't come here during campaign and had never come here because everybody said there's Niji in this river. I said, oh man, I want to be president for those who live in Sister City and those who live upstream and those who live across the river. Therefore, there's no risk too big for me to take for that task of becoming president. I'm prepared to die for Liberia, but I believe that we must meet all Liberians, see the condition under which they are living, because you cannot solve a problem that you do not know. That is the one thing that I have over all of the contenders, including President George Weah. And everywhere I went, they were disappointed with him. So this race will be among the opposition political parties. From what I see, I don't see if there will be a second round, it might be between opposition political parties and not CDC.
Michael.
Wow. Okay. All right, Councilor. So I mean, everybody is very, very excited about the different picks. So when is Siobhan Gonglo going to announce his VP pick for the Liberian people?
You know, I have a committee that is working on it, but I can tell you that we will come up with a ticket that will excite Liberians. In fact, by the time we come out, we will say the election is over. We will do so within the time provided by law.
Okay. So no specific date right now.
No. I don't have that obligation to give date.
And who are some of those that you're looking at? I from all indication, it's like all of you oppositions are like all of the names are in the same ball. And the same board, when one person pick, the next person looking for the next person they can get. Who are some of those that Councilor Gonglo will be looking at, or Councilor Gonglo is looking at? And
now you know you interview me. Now you know I'm a veteran of appearing on radio. You interview me many times in Liberia. I will not give you what I have already given you an answer. There will be a surprise element.
And what qualities are you looking for?
What qualities are you looking for in this person? What can you tell us?
That, you know, they say, show me a friend and I will tell you who you are. Yeah? And that person is not going to be far away from me. That person will be a committed person, honest, dedicated to the cause of a better Liberia. Oh, no, I'm not going to have a burdensome ticket.
And from all indication, Councilor, I don't know whether you and your sister are on the same team. Former superintendent, very strong Liberian female politician, Madam Edith Gonglo Weah. I know the last time you were in Minnesota, she graced your occasion. But there are reports that probably former Superintendent Weah is also up for a running mate pick for Mr. Cummings. Do you guys talk? Are you on the same page? What is it like? The brother is running, the sister is on the other end.
I know some families can be ambitious in a way that doesn't make sense. That some family members can do so, because we've seen in Monrovia one time a young man ran against his father in the same district for a representative position. They both lost. So I know that those kind of things that border insanity can happen in Liberia. But that level of insanity does not exist in the Gonglo family. I am the first son, firstborn, the head of the Gonglo family today. We have no father, no mother alive. I am their father, their mother. They relate to me and they respect me and love me so much. So none of that speculation should come near. It's a complete abomination. Like the Pentecostal people say, that one will ban it. You know, we step on it, we throw in the deep sea. That's not true. It can't come near us.
Wow. So you guys telling the public that you guys are on the same page.
The insanity is on the side of people who are trying to even ask her to be a running mate. They are the one that we need to take to the rehabilitation camp.
And Michael, I know you want to come back because the councilor is.
I mean, I'm enjoying the councilor flow right now. You know, I'm just, so I guess a question the Liberian people would like to know. You did mention, concerning the presidential budget and the presidential lifestyle. How about when it comes to a legislature? what kind of legislature would President Gonglo want to work with, or would look forward to working with? What will he demand of them that will make it a good,
people who are committed to Liberia, and I will have regular meetings with the legislature. I will have regular meeting with them to tell them the direction I want to take Liberia to, and I'll be very candid with them that there will be salary reductions. The politicians' salary will be reduced. President, vice president, all the politicians. I'm not going to touch judiciary salary. We want them to be comfortable, but we want to be so that they can be independent, because their code of ethics provide that they can't do business. They can't have share in company and anything like that. But the politician putting the executive, the legislature, we will, so that those who do the work, the civil servant salary will be improved, the police officers, the teachers, the nurses, so that we can hold them accountable to do their work, because they are the ones that are responsible for building a better foundation of Liberia. If you don't have good teachers, you can't have good lawmakers, you can't have good presidents tomorrow. If you don't have good nurses, you cannot have a healthy population. If you don't have good civil servants, the bureaucracy can't move. But at the same time, we hold them accountable. Hold them accountable, be straight on them. We have to satisfy them. Oh yes, that's what we do. And if the legislature does not want to go with my plan to transform Liberia and make Liberia a true sweet land of liberty for all Liberians, I'm an advocate and a lawyer. I would take my case to the Liberian people. Some of them will be running away from their communities, because when I finish talking to the Liberian people about what I want to do for them and how they are blocking it, you see what Barack Obama did there? Barack Obama, before becoming president, was an advocate and a lawyer, law professor, all of that. I'm a law professor as well. And he took his case to the American people about the Medicare, the thing that became Obamacare. And the way he spoke to the people across the United States, it was clear that many lawmakers opposed to it were going to lose their job in the next election. They caved in. Politics is about changing minds, talking to people, and having the integrity to do so. You must be authentic, and you must have the passion. You must mean what you are saying. Wow. Liberia will be transformed under my administration. There's no question about that.
What would be your greatest regret, Councillor Gonglo, if the people of Liberia said it's not your time, we cannot give you this opportunity right now? What's going to be your greatest regret after October?
I'm always loyal to 2 C's: my conscience first, and my country. And one of the things that my conscience has told me is that, look, you are taking the easy way out. Every time you're criticizing every government that comes, my late mother one time, because she could not speak English well, but she could understand some of the English. I went to visit her at my sister's place. She said, what you said today, they said, Councillor Gonglo said, on October, they put you in jail or worry. Then Councillor Gonglo said, on do, Councillor Gonglo said, on Taylor. Now, which one you said, but the little boy again said. So I am saying that it's easy to criticize. It's easy. You don't have to do anything. You just need to point out the flaws. The hardest thing to do is to actually do the right thing. And I'm saying my conscience is telling me, go and do the right thing. Oh, people could say, oh yeah, I've been minister, and I've shown that there's nothing in government that makes you corrupt. Corrupt people use the opportunity to be corrupt. They reveal their true characters. If you're not corrupt, you'll not be corrupt. There's nothing that compels people to be corrupt. Who are the University of Liberia arguing against corrupt government? Do this. That thing you're talking when you get there, you will do the same thing. That thing was in my ear all the time. As Solicitor General, as Minister, I used to pray every morning, God gave me the strength not to cross the land that I shot at other people for. So, if I give myself to the Liberian people, I've done things that no presidential aspirant has done. Nobody can name me one presidential aspirant that I've even gone to 50 towns. And I've gone to over 300, I'm still going. Right? And telling them what I intend to do. Like Noah was telling people in the Bible about rain is coming. If they said no to me, I will respect their views. That's what democracy is about. But then I will satisfy my conscience, right? That at least when I'm 90 years old, I will not be blaming myself, but you are responsible for Liberia background and why you didn't step forward for the Liberian people to decide. And some people who may not vote for me will be saying at that time, we were prepared to vote for you, we were prepared to make you president, but you didn't want to. Now I presented myself. I will not have any heart attack. I will not have any pressure because somebody decided not to vote for me. Even now, I see people who know me for a long time going to other parties and all of that. At least if I not step forward, I would not have known that some people will make a decision not to support me. They probably will have lied and say, you see, we're going to support you. All of that would be good. But I will age peacefully without a troubling heart that there was something I should have done for Liberia. I didn't do. So no. I will not
Councillor
be
Tewan
troubled.
say Gonklo. And I've known Councillor Gonglo for a long time. It's somebody who and like you put it, you're not being bothered because I know when you told Madam Sirleaf, I cannot be in your government anymore. If you want to go after other people, go after them. Do not put all of us out there like we are all the problems. And you refuse a reappointment or nomination into the Sirleaf's government. And since then, you've helped to free several journalists from jail, work on several media cases, and when I was in a PO in Liberia, I know there were many times that we knocked on your door as an organization, and but some people would say Liberian people don't like good people. They don't like people with these high integrities, and like you put it, you've been talking to your colleagues in the opposition, and it seems that you're too straightforward. You got too much, like this, like this, like this.
No, they can say the man you be president when I eat small thing. They can talk it openly. I don't know why. Why this small thing business?
On this final note, Councilor Gonglo, I don't know whether Michael got something else. Michael says he's just enjoying the flow, and But on this note, you spoke something the last time. You said the broom I'm using will not just sweep corruption, but will burn corruption. You're taking corruption into the ashes, not just into the dustbin.
Mhm.
If I would give you a meaning to break that down for the common Liberians who
So
are
what
watching
it
you
means
today,
is, for
what will you
example,
say?
that the reason why I say everybody's salary must be on the internet, it will be in simple English, it will be in all the newspapers. Because it will know that Padmo is making 50,000 a whole year in the position he's in. And after 2 months, he start building $500,000 house in a community he's living in, maybe in Marshall or any community he's living. The young people in the community will say, they man stealing, because we look on the internet now, we see a salary. Where you got that money from? And the code of conduct say you can't get any give about $250. So you can't say, my friend in Kuwait send me money. Nothing. So that will come up on the radio, the young people will be talking. I will call you. I say, Minister Padmo, is it true you billing $500,000? You start scratching your head, I'm the president, but I'll fire you and send you to the Liberian Anti-Corruption Commission for full investigation. When you go there, when they carry you to court, they handcuff you, they prosecute you, they find you guilty, then you will go to jail for 5 to 10 years. But that's not sufficient. The law provides for confiscation. The money you ate, the balance in the bank will take it from you. We'll take all the cars and houses you build, will take off from you. Then your family starts suffering. When I went all in Nigeria, every time I went to, I said, when 5 ministers are in jail and their family members are suffering, will any minister want to steal again? The answer was always no, it will never happen again.
So their
Then,
corruption, their corruption is burned.
I say, you think anybody outside government who want to come to government to steal money will want to come and work in my government? They said no. I said, but then when we do that, then we finish burning corruption. Because when you throw the way they can throw corruption in the dump pad and the breeze blow, it come by, they just fire the corrupt ministers. Then they wait for Pamo government to come, the next government come. After 10 years, people now forget a little bit. Then they appoint their minister again. Then they get corrupt again. Then they fire them again. But for me, and then I will make law. I will sponsor a bill that will pass in the legislature because all Liberian people will support it. that anybody who steals government money and go to jail will never work for government again until he dies. It becomes a law. In that way, they will finish branding corruption.
Councilor Gonglo, we could do this all day, and there's a lot of things that you will put out there that the Liberian people are eager to see happen for a better Liberia.
And before you close, let me tell you this. You know that corruption business that making the hardman business in Liberia, because they want to come to government to steal. So when we finish branding corruption from government, nobody, you will be working and going to the farm. Or in Nigeria, they told me, our wife, they can't go on the farm and no election coming again. You know? Wow. Because they go to medicine man, the medicine man say, you want to be minister, bring me human being heart. You want to be managing director, bring me human being kidney. The election are coming, you want to win it, bring me human being eyeball or bring me human being front teeth. Whatever. Simply because they're not for their salary, just to go there and get rich fast. So when we stop corruption in government, we'll not only be saving money to develop our country, but we'll also be protecting the lives of the Liberian people, and Liberia will be a peaceful and safe country for all Liberians and residents. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Gonglo. We hope that we can follow up with you if we have the time just before you leave, but we wish you all the best on your trip, and keep safe out there. And I know you brought more brooms, and you're going to leave a lot in Philadelphia again.
No, this time I left the broom in Liberia. I came to introduce the broom the last time I came. It's okay. The broom is for sweeping corruption in Liberia.
Thank you, Council. And I tell you, Council, I tell what I say, Gonglo there, a presidential aspirant. What was there? He said he's vetting, Michael. He said he's vetting. His team, they're vetting. And he said anybody who wants to think that his sister will kind of like step aside from the family values and tradition must need to go to the rehab. So let's see what Ida Gonglo will be at that convention this weekend. She's a citizen of Nimba. I know people want to go and see. But let's see whether she's going to play any role and whether her name going to be that secret name that a lot of people think will be a surprise name from that convention.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we will see. We'll see. So far, the CPP have been able to keep most of that information close to their chest. Mm-hmm. And we'll see what comes out. We'll see what comes out. It's less than 24 hours now.
Yeah, indeed. Our eyes and ears are all out there. But thanks, Michael, for stepping aside on this lunchtime, making sure you can join me. And we drove this to the very end. Thanks again to Councilor Gonglo for on a short notice accepting to come on and talk to the Liberian people. But earlier on, I announced that President George Weah was out there today inspecting projects. I think you saw that, Michael.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, inspecting projects. That's the PHP, the historic PHP where a sports park and other things are going on construction. You saw him there, and that's a historic place indeed where those people got killed on firing squad just at the back of the barrack onto the mansion, the beach end there. Those are projects that are ongoing. We hope that a lot of this will happen in our country. I don't know. We will keep this for Monday. Whether these things are, happening just because of campaign. We also saw him in where he grew up and played football as a kid, the Claratown area. So we'll wrap up with his interview in Claratown, where a sports park is also under construction. Michael, thanks again, and let's catch up on Monday on a fresh edition of the program Diaspora Talk. Thanks to all of you who watch, and have yourself a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Happy Mother's Day weekend, Michael. We forgot. We celebrated mothers.
Yeah, you forgot. Don't put me in trouble.
Both of us didn't say anything about it. But to all our wonderful mothers out there, women of Liberia, whether you're at home or in the diaspora, I would like to say thanks for everything you've done. Over the years, taking care of us, your children. We shout it out to you. You are our superheroes, like the nurses and doctors are celebrating today. You are all our superheroes. We'd like to wish you all well. Have yourself a wonderful, wonderful rest of the weekend. Michael, see you on Monday, my man.
All right.
Okay. So let's wrap up with President Weah interview today at Claratown. Let's listen to him. What did he have to say there in Claratown?
I'm happy because I made a lot of people happy. That made me happy. I don't care who say you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do that. Because if I was somebody where you got to be me, then today we'll not be talking. You were not here when CDC took me from their leadership. Did I complain? I stayed there. I wanted to be even a sweeper in CDC because I believe that we are a team. And this team that we got here, that you give us, The 6 years they gave us, our team. You know what I'm saying? Like I said to the cabinet meeting, gentlemen, thank you. Because in so many years, what we didn't see in 5 years, this is what we apply. So congratulations. If the Liberian people give us another chance, let us do more. And let's leave the legacy we want to leave. So I don't have time for you can't do this, you can't do that. Look, I'm a focused person. And like I said, I'm not, it's sad to say that I'm not a politician. I was brought on board by these people. And the people brought me because they wanted something. You understand? So what we're doing now, the Liberian people just got to take care of it. You know what I'm saying? This thing happened, we go to Nigeria, we see it, we go to Africa, we admire it, and we come back, we don't have it. But I travel the world. Everything that I see in the world that's supposed to be applied in Liberia, will trust me, we will do it. You know, a PHP will soon be done. It's 85%. And you're going to see, I went to Senegal and I asked the president, I love this, give it to me. I want to take it to my country. He said, but this is expensive, how are you going to do it? I said, it doesn't matter. Give me the project and now you will see. So I will be inviting him to come and cut the ribbon in PHP to see that, oh, so the young man. So I'm a determined, focused person. I don't get time. Anybody who want to move me is your business. And you understand? But that's why I go into the election. I can persuade my people to say, look, we're all doing nothing, you voted for me. But I've done so much. You understand? I've done so much in the 6 years you gave me. You know what I'm saying? And I should Liberian people vote for me again. You know, I'm not going from one TV to another TV to justify what I can do. My fingerprints are all over the place. You know what I'm saying? All over the place. It's not by mouth. You know what I'm saying? It's a handwork. So I'm glad that Clarendon people are happy. Because this place when it open, it's for Clarendon people, it's for my people. You know, so if you in East and West, you want to criticize all that, how they call it, but these things are in other countries. And this thing build young people. I live in Europe. Everywhere get fee, everywhere get packed. You understand? And then when I come back in my country, I see that young children are adults, they're passing around, they're walking their hands, some of their hands on their head, they're walking. You know. You think because they're suffering? No. Maybe some of them ate, but they don't have a recreation center. So they just walk in the street. So we got a park, we got park that children can go and marry maid and get to know each other. That's the best thing. You saw Invisible Park. I was criticized for Invisible Park. But Carrasco, you and myself, we went to Muslim Congress, we play on Invisible Park. I play for Scarborough there. I play for IE there. Choco and I were going to work and I felt guilty to say, but they play apart, they play a win Ballon d'Or. They play stay that day. Choco, we got to do something. And that's how we face Invisible Park. But you see everybody say, oh, you can't put it there to the airport. Where, which airport? Airport where plane goes in 5 years, you can't come. One plane apart in 5 years. Is the one you come to that national project, you're going to stop it. And you propaganda. I'm not a propagandist. You understand? But I believe that that was the right thing to do. And I put it there. But you see Invisible Park today, is it meaningful to Liberians? Yes. You think I want credit? No, it's there. Is that me using it? Yeah, all using it. The president can go there and play basketball, he can play soccer there. And that's why it is. Tomorrow I will not be president in this country, you know, after my second term. But guess what? I have places to go. To the same people that I know, I can go visit them. I can come to Clarendon and play it. You know what I'm saying? You think I want to come to Clarendon and tell me, say, oh, but mama, you're president, why are you doing Clarendon? No, it's a joke.
Mr. President, I grew up in Clarendon. I did not only grow up in this vicinity. I saw you, come from way beneath the land. Not only as a footballer, but I saw you man for young Brazil. And today you are the president of the Republic of Liberia. What is your greatest memory when it comes to you playing on this pitch?
Well, as I said, the first time I came to Young Survivor, you know, my good friend Felix Seyon, he recruited me. Felix Seyon recruited me as my roommate, you know, and he said, look, you're a good player. And you play for no team. Why are you a good player here in Gibraltar? I said, let me take you to Survivor. So he brought me to Survivor that night. That evening I was escorted by a friend. And that evening I came to the meeting and they called me, I sat down and they asked me a question. And, you know, I don't have a team. I was mind for Young Brazil, but it's just on a contractual basis. I did not register no team because the life I was living, it was a very difficult life. So I couldn't stay in one place. I used to go to West Point, a man for Powerful Vita, a man for Afro Greece, a man for Young Brazil. So everywhere I used to go to Nukutan Fee, a man for Deconti and what have you. Only Survivor gave me a base. And I joined them because they are all my friends. The Joe Nangwe, the Polo, the Dooley, Libero right there. You know what I'm saying? Mafi Coca right there. Yeah, myself came in Claton, but yeah, myself came in Gibraltar. He found something in Claton, he stayed. You know what I'm saying? I said, you know what I'm saying? So that's it, Carrasco and Survivor gave me the chance, to show the talent that was in me. And that was about it for me. You know what I'm saying? And I play for Survivor. I play everywhere for Survivor, and I've become one of the best players in this country. And Carrasco, so this place here, it's not just for me. It's not just a walkable place. It's a family city. You know what I'm saying? So, but they know me, and they can talk about me. I've always been this way. I'm a kind guy, nice guy. Jovial man. You know what I'm saying? That's why I tell you the other day, I say, you see me, I love chick. Because if I can't answer your question, I check you up. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the necessary question that you ask, I'll give it back to you. Yeah. Because there's no need to agitate, there's no need to be vengeful. And you understand? Everybody, I listen to somebody or speaking to them on radio. He want to be a representative. According to him, he's a sedition. But he's saying that you must not vote for people because they build park or because they pay school fee, they pay scholarship. What are you voting for people for? You tell me. So there's somebody that want to be a lawmaker that's saying that do not vote for people because they send you to school. What are you voting for people for? You are voting for people that they can make you gain growth. That's what the world about. You think why people voting for presidents and lawmakers? Because they can change their life. If you're telling me no, don't vote for the people that are changing your life, then you yourself have a problem. So what are you coming for? What are you coming for? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the people being Bible, they being street, they being they don't vote for the kind of people. So we kind of vote for people that just sit down for 60 years, that have done nothing, that don't pay one Bible, send one kid to school. Is this the people you're going to vote for? So what politics is all about? It's about changing life. And that's what we're doing. And I'll just tap on that note. That's what we're doing.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you.
So that was His Excellency President George Weah speaking.
When the issues of Liberia hit the news,
what is it that we, the Liberian people, want?
The Liberian communities in the diasporas are not left out. That's why Diaspora Talk is back on your screens on KMTV.
In fact, the United Party is not cohesive.
Be it social, political, economic, and other issues affecting Liberia and the diaspora Liberian communities.
I did not expect to even make it to Hollywood.
Join Cyrus McGee and Nathan Charles every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, live on KMTV, Facebook, and YouTube.
I want to be arrested in the midst of my people.
As they discuss the issues, blending the voices from Liberia and the diaspora Liberian communities.
The Liberian Business Association in the diaspora should be used as a vehicle for economic development in Liberia because no country can develop without a diaspora impact.
For sponsorship, call cell numbers 612-806-5896, 816-433-3979, or better still, email us at usakmtv@gmail.com. Diaspora Talk. Don't miss out.